Listen to me, I'm not talking to the person next to you. I'm not talking to the old you. I'm talking to the you that's been hiding, the you that's been doubting, the you that's been waiting for permission. Why not you? You look at successful people and think they got lucky. No, they got hungry. They got focused. They got up when they failed. So I'm asking again, why not you? You got dreams. You've got pain. You've got fire. Stop waiting for everything to be perfect. Stop thinking someone's going to hand you the opportunity. You've got to take it. You've got to fight for it. You want the light, but you don't want the grind. You want the result, but not the responsibility. It don't work like that. You're not average. You're not weak. You're not invisible. You are powerful. You are enough. You are called. So stand up and walk into your purpose and say it loud. Why not me? I need you to understand something right now. Where you started has nothing to do with where you're going. It doesn't matter if you were born into poverty. It doesn't matter if your parents didn't believe in you. It doesn't matter if you've been overlooked, laughed at, or counted out. That doesn't mean you're finished. That doesn't mean it's over. That doesn't mean you don't have a future. Too many people are stuck in the story they've been told. They've been told they'll never make it, never be great, never amount to anything. And they believed it. But let me ask you something. What if they were wrong? What if the people who doubted you didn't see your true potential? What if they couldn't recognize your gift because they were too focused on your circumstances? You've been carrying this weight, this idea that your past controls your destiny. Your past controls your destiny. You've been living under the shadow of someone else's opinion. But I'm here to tell you, your story is not over. You are not a statistic. You are not your mistakes. You are not the labels they put on you. You got something inside you that they can't see. You got heart. You got vision. You got purpose. And just because you started from the bottom doesn't mean you're going to stay there. In fact, sometimes the greatest blessings come from the most broken place. Sometimes the ones who have to fight the hardest become the strongest. You don't have to come from money. You don't need connections. You don't need a perfect past. I've been told I'd never be anything, but I didn't let that stop me. I didn't let that define me. I used it. I used the pain. I used the struggle. I used the doubt. Every time somebody said, you can't, I turned it into fuel. Every time I failed, I got back up stronger. Because I knew deep down, this life wasn't going to be easy, but it was going to be worth it. You got to stop running from your past and start using it. Use the disappointment. Use the rejection. Use the failure. Turn it into your power. When people see you now, they might not know what you've been through. They might not know how many nights you cried, how many times you thought about giving up, how many times you almost did, but you did. You're still here. That means something. That means you got another chance. That means you're not done yet. Look, you can't control where you came from, but you can control where you're going. Every day is a new opportunity. Every morning you wake up is a new start. I don't care if you failed yesterday. I don't care if nobody clapped for you. I don't care if the doors didn't open. Open your own door. Knock it down if you have to. Stop asking for a seat at the table and start building your own table. Stop letting your background become your excuse. Use it as your foundation. People always want to talk about how hard life is. And yes, it's hard. But guess what? You're built for hard. You're not weak. You've already survived so much and you're still standing. That's not weakness. That's strength. That's resilience. That's greatness in the making. So stop thinking you're not good enough. Stop thinking your past disqualifies you. Your past is not a prison. It's a classroom. Learn from it. Grow from it. Let it sharpen you. There's somebody out there who needs your story. Somebody who needs your example. Somebody who's watching you, hoping you won't quit so they won't either. And when you succeed, not if, but when, you'll be proof that where you came from doesn't limit where you can go. You'll be proof that greatness has nothing to do with background and everything to do with belief, with heart, with pride. So don't wait for someone to save you. Don't wait for the perfect moment. This is your moment. Right now, stand up, dig in, and move forward like your life depends on it, because it does. You say you want success. You say you want greatness. But are you willing to fight for it? Are you willing to grind when nobody's watching? Are you willing to show up when you're tired, when you're broke, when you've been knocked down over and over again? Because let me tell you something. Greatness isn't given, it's earned in the trenches. It's earned in the pain, in the struggle, in the late nights, in early mornings. Everybody wants the prize, but nobody wants the process. Everybody wants to be a beast, but nobody wants to bleed for it. But that's what separates the average from the elite. The willingness to go through the fire. The willingness to fight when everything in your life is telling you to quit. You can't run from the fight. You can't avoid the struggle. That's the only way you grow. That's the only way you get strong. The fight is not your enemy. It's your teacher. That pain you feel, that's growth. That pressure, that's potential being revealed. Diamonds don't get made without pressure. Champions don't get made without pain. You keep asking why it's so hard. Why can't things be easier? Let me flip the question. Why do you think easy is going to build you? What has easy ever taught you? What did comfort ever give you? It's the fight that forces you to dig deep, to find strength you didn't even know you had. It's the adversity that shapes your character, chisels away the weakness, and brings out the greatness. You don't become a lion by lounging in the grass. You become a lion by learning to hunt, learning to fight, learning to survive when the odds are stacked against you. Some of you are in the middle of that fight right now, and you're tired. You're frustrated. You're ready to throw in the towel. But I need you to hear me. Don't quit. Don't you dare quit. This is where your story gets good. This is the part you'll look back on and say, that's when I became who I was meant to be. This pain is temporary, but what it produces in you is permanent. So wipe the sweat off your face, square your shoulders, and keep swinging. You might be bleeding, but you're still breathing. That means you still got fight left in you. You want to rise? You've got to wrestle with your fears. You've got to push past your limits. You've got to keep showing up, even when it feels like nothing's changing. Because every step, every sacrifice, every second of effort is building you. It's building your mindset. It's building your heart. It's building your future. The world doesn't give you what you deserve. It gives you what you fight for. So if you want it, you better be ready to scrap for it. You better be ready to get knocked down 99 times and get back up 100. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to fight your battles for you. This is your journey. This is your test. And the only way through it is through it. You've got to stop looking at struggle like it's punishment. Struggle is preparation. It's preparation for the next level. It's preparation for the blessing. You want to carry something great, then you've got to build strength. And that strength only comes through resistance, through pressure, through the fight. Some of the strongest people you'll ever meet didn't become strong because life was easy. They became strong because life broke them, humbled them, tested them, and they still got back up. They kept fighting. They turned their wounds into wisdom, their scars into strength. You've got to decide, are you going to let the fight break you, or are you going to let it build you? Because it's doing one or the other. But if you keep standing, keep grinding, keep believing, that fight will become your foundation. That storm will become your story. You're not weak. You're not defeated. You're not finished. You're a warrior. And warriors don't run from the battlefield. They rise on it. They conquer it. They own it. That's who you are. So don't be afraid of the fight. Embrace it. Welcome it. Because every round, every hit, every struggle is shaping you into someone unstoppable. And when you come out the other side, they're going to ask you how you did it. And you'll tell them, I didn't run. I fought. I stayed. I survived. Decide that you don't need another person to tell you it's okay to go after what you were born for. Because you were not born to be average. You were not born to be solid. You were born to lead, to shine, to shift the atmosphere when you walk into the room. And no one gets to give you that permission. You give it to yourself. You've made mistakes. You've been broken. You've fallen short. Maybe you've been through hell. Maybe you failed more times than you could count. But let me tell you something straight from the heart. Your past does not define you. What you did yesterday doesn't have the power to stop what you're capable of becoming today. You are not your failures. You are not your pain. You are not your trauma, your setback, or your losses. You are something more. The world will try to label you. It'll throw your history in your face. It'll remind you of the times you quit, the times you got it wrong, the times you let people down, even the times you let yourself down. But I'm here to tell you that your story isn't finished. You're still breathing, aren't you? That means you still got a chance to turn it around. Don't let guilt bury you. Don't let shame silence you. You got a future, and it's bigger than anything you left behind. Everybody's got a past. Everybody's got a chapter they don't read out loud. But that doesn't mean you stay stuck in it. You got to flip the page. You've got to take that mess and turn it into a message. That pain you went through, that wasn't to destroy you. That was to develop you. That was to prepare you. That was to give you a perspective that no one else had. You know why people listen to you when you speak with passion? Because they can feel you've lived it. They can feel the weight behind your words. That's not weakness, that's power. See, the enemy wants you to believe that your mistakes are a life sentence, that you'll never break free, that you'll never rise, that your best days are behind you. But that's a lie. The truth is, your past was never meant to hold you back. It was meant to teach you. It was meant to sharpen you. You've been in the dark, yeah. But don't forget, seeds grow in the dark. You weren't buried, you were planted. You were getting ready to break through the dirt, to push through the pressure, and rise stronger than ever. Maybe you've been told you're not good enough. Maybe they say you'll never be anything. Maybe they walked away and left you carrying the weight of your past all by yourself. But hear me. Their opinion is not your reality. Their judgment is not your identity. Just because you were broken doesn't mean you're not valuable. Some of the most beautiful things on this earth are made from shattered pieces. You've been cracked, but that's where the light gets in. That's where your strength starts to shine. You got to make a decision today to stop letting your past be the reason you don't move forward. Stop replaying the pain. Stop repeating the regret. You can't build your future while living in your yesterday. You got to forgive yourself. I know that's hard. I know sometimes it feels like you don't deserve a second chance, but you do. You deserve it because you're still here. You deserve it because you've survived things others would have collapsed under. You deserve it because there's something inside you that the world needs, even if they haven't seen it yet. You want to rewrite your story? Then start right now. Take one step, one move, one choice to say, I'm not who I used to be. You don't need to erase your past. You just need to refuse to be defined by it. Let it be your fuel. Let it remind you of how far you've come. Let it give you the hunger to never go back. Use that pain to push you, not paralyze you. I know what it's like to be counted out. I know what it's like to wonder if it'll ever be anything more than what you were. But I also know what it's like to rise. I know what it's like to look that pain in the face and say, you will not win. You got that same fight in you. You got that same power in your spirit. All you got to do is believe it, not in some perfect future version of yourself. Believe in the you that exists right now, the one who's been through the fire and is still standing. Your past, that's the setup. Your comeback, that's the story. Now go write it. Everybody talks about talent like it's the answer to everything. Like if you're born with a gift, it guarantees success. But let me tell you the truth. Talent might open the door, but it's heart that keeps you in the room. It's not about how fast you are, how smart you are, how gifted you are. It's about how bad you want it. It's about what you're willing to sacrifice. It's about how deep you're willing to dig when everything inside you wants to quit. I've seen people with all the talent in the world lose because they had no heart. Lose because they had no heart. They didn't have the fight. They were smooth, yeah, but they folded when life hit. They looked good when things were easy, but when the pressure showed up, they disappeared. And then I've seen other, no spotlight, no applause, no advantage, but they had that fire, that relentless drive, that pain in their eyes that said, I refuse to stay where I am. And guess what? Those are the ones who made it. You've got to ask yourself, when the lights are off, when nobody's off, when nobody's cheering, will you still show up? Will you still grind? Will you still give everything you got when nobody's watching? That's the difference between talent and heart. Talent shows off when it's convenient. Heart shows up when it's hard. Talent performs when things go right. Heart performs even when everything's falling apart. You weren't put on this earth just to be average. But if you think talent alone is going to get you there, you're lying to yourself. The real champions, the real success stories, they didn't win because they were born better. They won because they got up earlier. They stayed up later. They worked through the pain. They outlasted everybody who was more naturally gifted. They didn't complain about what they didn't have. They used what they did have. And they used it with everything in them. See, talent is just potential. That's all it is. And potential means nothing if you don't activate it. If you don't grind, if you don't hustle, if you don't pour your soul into it, you got to be willing to go places other people won't go. You got to be willing to do things other people won't do. You got to be willing to suffer, to sacrifice. Because success isn't pretty. It's not always fun. It's not always fun. It's lonely. It's painful. It's dirty. But if you've got heart, none of that will stop you. Heart is what makes you get up after the failure. Heart is what makes you push through the rejection. Heart is what keeps you going when the world says you should quit. It's not about applause. It's not about recognition. It's about resilience. It's about grit. It's about that deep down why that drives you when everything else is screaming. A let go. People with talent often rely on being noticed. People with heart grind whether they're noticed or not. You got to look in the mirror and decide, do I have what it takes? Not just the skill, not just the knowledge, but the heart. Do I have the heart to keep showing up? Do I have the heart to compete every single day like it's life or death? Because to get to that next level, to reach your dreams, to break through the noise, you got to get more than talent. You got to bleed for it. You got to cry for it. You got to live it, breathe it, eat it. When I speak, people say, Esau, E.T., man, you're on fire. You know why I sound like that? Because I'm not just talking, I'm living it. I'm not just inspiring. I'm remembering where I came from. I'm pulling from the nights I slept in abandoned buildings. I'm pulling from the times I was hungry and still grinding. I'm pulling from the pain that made me who I am. That's hard. That's what separates winners from watchers. That's what separates the successful from the stuck. So don't chase talent. Chase work ethic. Chase passion. Chase hard. Because if you got heart, nothing can stop you. Nothing. You think you're just here to survive. You think you were born to wake up, go to work, eat, sleep, and repeat until the day you die. Know you were born with a gift, a calling, a purpose. And it doesn't matter if the world hasn't recognized it yet. It doesn't change the fact that it's in you. And I don't care if nobody's told you this before, so I'm going to tell you now. The world needs your gift, not somebody else's, not a copy of someone else's success. Yours. What's inside you is not random. It's not random. It's not a mistake. It was planted in you for a reason. There's somebody out there waiting for your voice, waiting for your vision, waiting for the thing only you can do. You might not see it yet, but there's a kid, a family, a nation that needs what you got. They need your experience, your struggle, your survival. Everything you've gone through wasn't just for you. It was preparing you to be a blessing to somebody else. Your scars carry strength. Your wounds carry wisdom. Don't hide them. Use them. The problem is you've been told to sit down. You've been told to keep quiet. Maybe you've been told you're not good enough, not smart enough, not qualified. But guess what? You don't need permission to be who you were born to be. You don't need validation to walk in your gift. You just need to believe that what's inside of you matters. That your voice matters. That your contribution to this world matters. Because it does. There's a reason you think the way you do. There's a reason you see the world through your lens. That's your gift. That's your blueprint. Nobody else can replicate that. And if you keep sitting on it, if you keep burying it under fear, under doubt, under procrastination, then the world loses. You think it's just you who suffers when you play small, but it's bigger than that. There's a life you were meant to touch. There's a person who's been praying for someone like you to show up. So what are you waiting for? You don't have to be famous. You don't have to have a platform. You don't need 1 million followers. All you need is the courage to show up as you are, to stop apologizing for your dreams, to stop dimming your light so others feel comfortable in the dark. This world doesn't need more copies. It needs authenticity. It needs you to stop chasing what you're not and embrace what you are. Real talk. There's power in your story. There's transformation in your truth. But you gotta speak it. You gotta live it. You gotta give it away. I know some of you are thinking, but E.T., I'm nobody. No, you're not nobody. You're exactly who someone needs right now. And the moment you realize that, the moment you stop holding back, the moment you start sharing your gift, that's when the game changes. That's when you stop existing and start living. That's when you stop reacting and start creating. The world doesn't need you to be perfect. It needs you to be real. It needs you to be brave. It needs you to step up and say, I may not have it all together, but I've got something and I'm going to use it. You got to get serious about what's inside you. Stop treating it like an option. It's your obligation, your responsibility, your legacy. People are counting on you and you don't even know it. Every second you doubt yourself, every day you delay, somebody else goes without. Somebody else stays stuck. So move, speak, write, build, whatever your gift is, young. Don't take it to the grave. Don't let fear rob you. Don't let comfort steal your calling. I need you to wake up with fire. I need you to walk in your purpose like your life depends on it, because it does, and not just your life. The lives of others too. Your gift is the key to someone else's breakthrough. You are the solution to a problem. You are the answer to a prayer. So don't play small. Don't sit this one out. Don't wait until it's perfect. Get in the game, because the world isn't waiting for someone else. It's waiting for you. You think you're just here to survive. You think you were born to wake up, go to work, eat, sleep, and repeat until the day you die. No, you were born with a gift, a calling, a purpose, and it doesn't matter if the world hasn't recognized it yet. It doesn't change the fact that it's in you. And I don't care if nobody's told you this before, so I'm going to tell you now. The world needs your gift, not somebody else's, not a copy of someone else's success. Yours. What's inside you is not random. It's not a mistake. It was planned in you for a reason. There's somebody out there waiting for your voice, waiting for your vision, waiting for the thing only you can do. You might not see it yet, but there's a kid, a family, a nation that needs what you got. They need your experience, your struggle, your survival. Everything you've gone through wasn't just for you. It was preparing you to be a blessing to somebody else. Your scars carry strength. Your wounds carry wisdom. Don't hide them. Use them. The problem is you've been told to sit down. You've been told to keep quiet. Maybe you've been told you're not good enough, not smart enough, qualified. But guess what? You don't need permission to be who you were born to be. You don't need validation to walk in your gift. You just need to believe that what's inside of you matters, that your voice matters, that your contribution to this world matters, because it does. There's a reason you think the way you do. There's a reason you see the world through your lens. That's your gift. That's your blueprint. Nobody else can replicate that. And if you keep sitting on it, if you keep bearing it under fear, under doubt, under procrastination, then the world loses. You think it's just you who suffers when you play small, but it's bigger than that. There's a life you were meant to touch. There's a person who's been praying for someone like you to show up. So what are you waiting for? You don't have to be famous. You don't have to have a platform. You don't need 1 million followers. All you need is the courage to show up as you are, to stop apologizing for your dreams, to stop dimming your light so others feel comfortable in the dark. This world doesn't need more copies. It needs authenticity. It needs you to stop chasing what you're not and embrace what you are. And embrace what you are. Real talk. There's power in your story. There's transformation in your truth. But you got to speak it. You got to live it. You got to give it away. I know some of you are thinking, oh, but E.T., I'm nobody. No, you're not nobody. You're exactly who someone needs right now. And the moment you realize that, the moment you stop holding back, the moment you start sharing your gift, that's when the game changes. That's when you stop existing and start living. That's when you stop reacting and start creating. The world doesn't need you to be perfect. It needs you to be real. Perfect. It needs you to be real. Show me that. It needs you to be brave. It needs you to step up and say, I may not have it all together, but I've got something and I'm going to use it. You got to get serious about what's inside you. Stop treating it like an option. It's your obligation, your responsibility, your legacy. People are counting on you and you don't even know it. Every second you doubt yourself, every day you delay, somebody else goes without, somebody else stays stuck. So move, speak, write, build, lead. Whatever your gift is, use it. Don't take it to the grave. Don't let fear rob you. Don't let comfort steal your calling. I need you to wake up with fire. I need you to walk in your purpose like your life depends on it, because it does. And not just your life, the lives of others too. Your gift is the key to someone else's breakthrough. You are the solution to a problem. You are the answer to a prayer. So don't play small. Don't sit this one out. Don't wait until it's perfect. Get in the game. Because the world isn't waiting for someone else, it's waiting for you. The only thing standing between where you are and where you want to be is the limit you've decided to accept. It's not your background. It's not your circumstances. It's not your education, your resources, or your past. It's what you've chosen to believe about yourself. That's the real barrier. That's the real wall. Limits are not real until you give them power. They're just ideas until you let them rule your life. Every time you say, I can't, you're building a ceiling above your head. Every time you say, that's not for people like me, you're locking yourself inside a prison you built with your own words. But here's what they don't teach you in school. Every single limit can be broken. Every ceiling can be shattered. Every wall can be torn down. But first, you've got to believe it's possible. You've got to stop letting other people's opinions become your truth. Just because it hasn't been done in your family, in your neighborhood, in your city, doesn't mean it can't be done. You could be the first. You could be the one who changes the story. People will look you in the eye and tell you, be realistic. But realistic never made history. Realistic never sparked revolutions. Realistic never built empire. Realistic is just another word for it stay small, and I'm not here for that. You weren't created to play small. You weren't put on this earth to stay quiet, stay safe, stay average. You were created to grow, to stretch, to push beyond what anyone thought was possible. And the truth is, the only way you're going to find out what you're truly capable of is to stop accepting limits that were never yours to begin with. Look around. Every great person you admire, every game changer, every innovator, every trailblazer, they all face limits. They all heard, it's impossible. They all heard, who do you think you are? But they refuse to accept it. They refuse to let someone else draw the line in the sand for them. You've got to be bold enough to say, that might be your limit, but it's not mine. You've got to be courageous enough to walk through the fire of failure, through the storm of struggle, through the noise of doubt, and keep walking anyway. Because limits only work if you listen. Limits only win if you stop. Limits only become reality when you bow to them. If you stand up, if you push back, if you say, not today, then something powerful happened. You take back control. You take back the pen and start writing a different story. Not the one they wrote for you, not the one fear tried to hand you, but the one you choose, the one where you rise, the one where you fight, the one where you overcome. It starts with your mind. Your mindset is the battleground. If your thoughts are small, your life will be small. If your beliefs are weak, your efforts will be weak. But if you feed your mind with faith, with power, with resilience, then suddenly the walls start to crack. The limits start to fade because you're not operating from fear anymore. You're moving from fire. You're not focused on what you can't do. You're obsessed with what you will do. And let me tell you something. Life is going to test that. It's going to come for your dreams. It's going to whisper in your ear, you're not enough. It's going to throw obstacles in your path and ask, how bad do you want it? And that's where most people fold. That's where most people tap out. But not you. Not if you remember that the limit is a lie. Not if you remember that your hunger is stronger than your fear. Not if you wake up every day and remind yourself that your purpose is bigger than your pain. When you stop accepting limits, you stop waiting. You stop hesitating. You stop shrinking. You start moving. You start building. You start speaking, leading, loving, creating like you were born to. You wake up with intention. You grind with discipline. You fight with focus. And every day becomes another opportunity to prove that you're bigger than the box they put you in. So don't settle. Don't play safe. Don't let that little voice of doubt write your story. Talk back. Push forward. Climb higher. Break free. Because the only limit is the one you accept. And if you don't accept it, it doesn't exist. Destiny doesn't belong to the timid. It doesn't chase the ones who sit back waiting for a perfect moment. Destiny belongs to the bold. The ones who take the shot even when they're scared, even when the odds are stacked against them, even when the odds are stacked against them. You think greatness is reserved for the chosen few? No, it's reserved for the few who choose themselves. It's not about luck, it's about courage. The courage to wake up and say, I want it, I deserve it. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to go get it. Everybody wants success, but not everybody wants success. But not everybody's willing to take bold steps to get it. You can't tiptoe to greatness. You can't sneak your way into your purpose. This ain't about playing it safe. This is about risking failure, risking judgment, risking rejection, and still showing up every single day like you were born to win. You've got to be bold enough to look fear in the face and say, you will not break me. You will not stop me. That's what separates average from elite. That's what separates potential from power. You think destiny is going to wait around forever? You think the life you dream of is going to beg you to come get it? No, it moves with momentum. It favors the ones who move with urgency. The ones who don't just dream, they chase. The ones who don't just plan, they execute. You can have the best idea in the world, but if you're not bold enough to act on it, it's worthless. The world doesn't reward intentions. It rewards execution. Let me tell you something. Every breakthrough you want is on the other side of boldness. You want to start that business? Be bold. You want to heal that relationship? Be bold. You want to become the person you keep imagining in your head? Then stop living on the sidelines and step into the arena, because you don't grow by waiting. You grow by walking through the fire. You grow by taking that first step, even when you don't know what the second looks like. People will try to talk you out of it. They'll say you're crazy. They'll say it's too risky. They'll say, nobody's ever done that before. And that's exactly why you need to do it. Because destiny isn't interested in repeating history. Destiny wants you to make new history. Boldness isn't about being reckless. It's about being relentless. It's about trusting the fire in your gut more than the fear in your head. It's about bending more than nobody else will. Ooh. Stop asking for permission to be great. Stop waiting for someone to validate your dream. They don't see it because it wasn't given to them. It was given to you. And if you don't act on it, it dies with you. Too many people die full of potential, full of dreams, full of purpose. Why? Because they wait.